I don't know what we were thinking. I don't know how we're gonna last a whole month in this place. That's right, we've gone and booked ourselves a very unconventional Airbnb here in Puerto Escondido. In fact, that's our apartment right up there. And don't worry, we are gonna go inside and take a look. But first, let's just take a moment and appreciate where in the world we are. So just the other month, we were sitting in freezing cold Izmir on the coast of Turkey. It was actually supposed to be beautiful spring weather, but the entire country was going through a cold snap. So I said to Gillian, I wanna feel warm again. Take me to the beach.
And that's how we found ourselves in Puerto Escondido. Now, a few months ago, we didn't even know this place existed, but while we were researching where to go next, we came across some travel vlogs and it was love at first sight. We wanted to find a laid-back town with a nice mix of locals and tourists, and that's exactly what this is supposed to be. You've got some surfers, you've got expats, a low-key kind of vibe. It's not exactly off the beaten track, but it doesn't have all the huge resorts that you often find in other beach towns. We just got in last night, and so far it seems that it will hit the mark in terms of vibe, but we've got one teeny tiny little issue to deal with.
It's crazy hot here. And like I said, we're staying in a very unconventional Airbnb with no air conditioning for a full month, and we're already dying of the heat at 7 in the morning. So of course we knew what the weather was like when we booked, and we did spend 6 years living in tropical Singapore, so you think we'd have some idea of what we signed up for. But no matter how hot it is, this is day one of a full month stay, and we have a very long list of things to do today. We want to tour the neighborhood, we want to check out the beach, we have to grab some groceries, and of course we're going to take that first look at our Airbnb, and we want to bring you along for all of it.
But first, a big hello to all of you nomads. If you're new to our channel, I'm Gillian and you've met Stephanie. We're traveling the world full-time and sharing our adventures as we go. Anyway, this is our neighborhood and we're already loving it. We put a lot of thought into where we should stay. Puerto Escondido is a small town, but it's actually quite spread out. At one end is La Punta, which is really popular with the backpackers. There are a lot of hostels and a bit of a party scene down there. In the middle is a long stretch called Zicatela, which is the main surfer beach and also pretty touristy. What we settled on is Rinconada. This is the quieter end of town with more of a local expat mix, which is just our speed.
So of course we're super excited about getting into all the amazing Mexican food. I think that's basically half the reason why we came here. So of course there are great restaurants all over town. We're very fortunate because we are based, our Airbnb is based right beside this very long strip of amazing restaurants. So we're definitely gonna have to come here and try every single one of them. Of course, you guys know that we always like to be around some kind of nature, and it just so happens that Puerto Escondido's most beautiful beach is just a few minutes away from our Airbnb. But the only problem is that it's down a very long flight of stairs. So this is Carrizalillo Beach. It is definitely a gorgeous beach. I haven't seen one like this since the last time we were in Thailand, maybe. It's a lot busier than I expected here with surfers. So it's pretty early in the morning still, and they're here to catch the morning wave. It looks like a really nice place to hang out for an afternoon, maybe on a lounger with a coconut. It's a little too bad that dogs aren't allowed here, but we will definitely find time to come down and enjoy. I mean, it really is a little slice of paradise just a few minutes away from our Airbnb. So time to head back up. Let's see how I do with roughly 160 stairs. Whew. I don't know if I can do this every day. Of course, having a first day in any place is very hungry work, so we've come to a little cafe that is right around the corner for us, and we're going to dive into something very delicious. But we are starting things off with a fruit water. Watermelon. Oh, that was just what I needed.
Whoa, well this is our first taste of Mexico and it looks delicious. So we're gonna tuck into some chilaquiles, which are tortilla chips topped with some queso, which is cheese. We've got chicken, avocado, and of course a beautiful salsa verde, green salsa. Let's dig in. This is gonna be an amazing month. Next up, it's time to stock up on groceries. Of course, we'll be eating out, but we always like to cook at home too. We usually try to mix in some local flavors with our cooking, so let's see what I can find in this supermarket. Wow, this store is huge, and I'm seeing all kinds of non-food items too. There's stuff for the beach, there's appliances, you can get almost anything here. This has to be the biggest range of international options I've seen in a long time. So people can come here if they want to make sushi. There's like a whole range of gluten-free flours. It's pretty amazing for a city this size. So for today, I'm going to be focusing on breakfast items. And since we're in Mexico, it's going to be breakfast tacos. Nice, there are fresh tortillas right here coming out of the machine. And those are just 12 pesos a kilo. Excellent. Of course, there's a huge selection of beans. I'm just going to go for the house brand here for 25 pesos. And we're going to need some salsa. I don't know any of these brands, but we'll try this one for just over 25 pesos. I'll pick up some nice organic eggs. And of course, I'm going to get some avocados for 100 pesos a kilo. So overall, I'd say the selection in that store is pretty amazing. I definitely didn't expect such a huge range of products in a small city like this. And overall, the prices seem pretty good, although some of the imported goods are more costly. So olive oil, for example, was something like $10 a liter. It seems like Mexico is mid-range compared to other places we've been, so more expensive than Turkey, but cheaper than Spain. So looks like we'll be eating well this month for sure. Just gonna take a little break in the shade as we make our way back. Actually, there are kids playing soccer just over here. I don't know how they're doing it in this heat, but hopefully we'll get acclimatized too. One thing I'm already finding extremely useful is having a little bit of Spanish. So I took a year of Spanish a very long time ago, and you guys might remember that I had a chance to dust it off when we were in Spain earlier this year. Well, knowing that we're going to be spending 4 whole months in Mexico, I thought I needed to know a little bit more than mis zapatos son azul and el gato está sobre la mesa. So I've been using Duolingo for the past few weeks and it's actually really helped. So now I can say such things as ¿Dónde está la leche de coco? Or otra cerveza, por favor. Slightly more useful in everyday life.
Okay, so now for the moment that I've been looking forward to, or maybe I've actually been dreading, we're finally gonna show you our Airbnb. When you see it, just remember that we really had it in mind that we wanted some indoor-outdoor living, and that's exactly what we got. So this is the building here, and it's a really charming building. It's got a beautiful little pool in the backyard. The hosts have the first floor, and then we're up on the 3rd. Come on, guys. Oh, guys, I don't know what we were thinking. I don't know how we're gonna last a whole month in this place. So obviously it's a totally beautiful space. I mean, it's completely open. We've got this wonderful palapa roof, very traditional, but guys, it's a totally open space. I mean, all we have here are some of these blinds that you can kind of roll down a little bit. So obviously there's not going to be any AC whatsoever. So it's just going to be hopefully some cool tropical breezes and a whole lot of sweating. And of course, there's not one little bit of privacy. So as soon as I saw this place, I thought, where am I going to change? Now, of course, we do have the bathroom over here, but if you come in with me, so what you'll see is that, again, there's no privacy here. We've got these open windows. Now, this might be okay for me to change, but I think you'll recall Gillian is a lot taller than me, so I don't know how she's gonna do. Now on the upside, we do have this wonderful, very large king size bed. So that looks really comfortable. And according to the host, just from right here, you get the most beautiful sunsets. We've also got a lot of built-in storage over here. So, you know, we really appreciate that when we settle in for a whole month. So lots of places to put our stuff. Now, our air conditioning is going to be delivered by this fan here. Obviously, we're going to have to keep this on all the time. Let's see what it sounds like. Kind of like a plane taking off. It'll be fine. So as you saw, the bathroom was a little too small for anything but a shower and a toilet, but we do have a lovely little vanity over here, and I think the host did a really nice job with some tile work just to make it feel a little bit more authentic and keeping the Mexican theme to this place.
Moving on to the kitchen and eating area, we have this big table and wraparound bench with some nice art to really give that Mexican flavor. We also have lots of space, lots of counter space for working, and most of the appliances, we've got an oven, toaster oven, no microwave, no dishwasher, but we do have a blender, and I think that's probably going to be the most important thing of all to make smoothies in this heat. And now for the moment of truth, let's take a look inside the cupboards. Okay, well, it looks like we're all stocked up for pots and pans. We've got the garbage in here, that's great, all tucked away. Got lots of cutlery. Also got a lot of utensils. It's kind of a jumble in there, but that's pretty typical of Airbnbs. For dishes, we've got lots of cups. We've got 6 plates and just 2 bowls. Good thing there's just 2 of us. And of course, we need somewhere to sit and relax. And we've got this nice big living room area that all 4 of us can just chill out in. Jasper's already making himself at home. What a lovely space.
So please don't get me wrong, I actually really love this space. I think the host has done an amazing job with the whole design and this really traditional feeling.
I totally agree. I feel that we found a really special spot, and with the heat, we're just gonna turn on a fan, maybe have a little afternoon siesta.
A lot of afternoon siestas. We're gonna make the best of it, like we always do. And actually, I kind of like pushing our boundaries a little. So just imagine how grateful we're gonna be when we finally have air conditioning again.
This is actually a really good reality check for us. We'll admit, we had a fantasy about indoor-outdoor living and how great it would be to live in a tropical climate.
And actually, we've done it in places. We've been in Thailand and Bali, but it was only ever for a long weekend. We've never, ever done it for a whole month.
That's right. Generally, though, our picks for Airbnbs seem to be getting better and better.
Or at least they've been getting more interesting.
Yeah. For sure. I think we've stayed in some pretty amazing places over the past couple of years of travel. In fact, if you want to see the full rundown of the very best Airbnbs that we've stayed in all around the world, you can check out the next video right here.